What's up, miracle makers? It's me again, Victoria Masters. If you're new here, welcome to our channel where we just try to help you step out of stagnancy and into the miraculous. And if you're returning here, hello again. I hope that you all have some amazing, incredible testimonials that you can share with me in the comments below. Today's video is going to be all about repetition and why I feel like people don't utilize it enough and how it can transform so much so quickly for us all, and that we should really tap into this like as a non-negotiable almost. But if you are interested in one-on-one coaching, email coaching, DM coaching, make sure that you look in the description box to get my info. Hopefully my new website will be done soon, but until then you will see my email address so you can contact me on there. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, one of the first things I tell all of my coaching clients as like a transformational life coach, or I should say now transformational mindset coach, is that I tell everyone, like, no matter what program you do with me, no matter how you work with me, if you work with me more than once, don't be surprised if we bring up stuff over and over and over again, or that if we discuss similar themes and patterns and things like that over and over and over again. And the reason is because repetition is the mother of all skill. Repetition is king. Like, repetition is one of those things that we're already practicing. But the thing is, the naughty thing about it is we're practicing it in the wrong way, or oftentimes we are. We're oftentimes using repetition in a negative way. Oftentimes we'll have our brains kind of repeating these same things over and over and over again, i.e. repetition, but that we're not on our mental diet, so we're not paying attention to it. But we're still practicing repetition, we're just doing it in the wrong way. Or maybe, those of us who have like maybe some anxiety in some way, or something like that, or things aren't showing up in our lives the way we want them, we're oftentimes, 99.9% of the times, repeating something that goes in the opposite direction of that. So even if we have the best affirmations, even if you can step into like, I'm confident, right? But in the back of your head, you're honestly repeating over and over again all throughout the day how disgusting you feel, or how you don't feel pretty, or you're comparing yourself to other people around you, or other people at the gym, or wherever it may be, other people in class. Like, your repetition is saying the opposite. So what we want to do is repeat the things that we want way more than we repeat the things that we don't want. And that takes a lot of strict mental diet, and I haven't made that video yet at the time of this video, but I will link that video below when it is done, because that's going to be a prerequisite video to working with me at all, is to view that video for sure. It's the most important thing ever. But when it comes to repetition, it's like, okay, so imagine this, like, remember when we were learning multiplication? Like, multiplication is one of those things where you have to be repetitive to memorize it. Like, it's not one of those things that is just something you can, just like figure out like that, unless you have repeated it so much into your brain that now it's just easy to remember. Same thing with any kind of memorization, right? But what we're doing is not just like memorizing it, we are really just like kind of cooking this into ourselves. It's also why I did the other video on saturization, or I can't talk today. Saturating. It's also why we talked about saturating, because saturating is another form of repetition, right? We want to saturate into the things that we want and that we desire, or the things that have good messaging. If you're constantly repeating to yourself over and over and over again with the videos you watch, or the media you consume, or that's the perfect timing right now is for media you consume, right? Like, and you wonder why things aren't going away. It's not because you have all this knowledge. It's because you won't stop stewing and repeating over and over and over again that there's a problem, there's a problem, there's a problem. Okay, there's a problem, so let's be solution oriented. Let's focus. Now, I do want to preface with this. This isn't to say or discourage you from having and gaining more information, but what it is saying is that we need to be super careful about like what we are repetitive with, what we are repeating over and over and over again, what we are consuming, what is the repetition that's coming through. So as a coach, I might ask you if one of your goals is, say, to make more money, right? And you're like, I want to make $10,000, I want to make $10,000, I want to make $10,000. But if your core belief that you're repeating all throughout your day is that, oh my gosh, I would have to work so much if I wanted to make $10,000 this month, or, oh, I would need to, it would be impossible, now that it's the middle of the month, it would be impossible to all of a sudden just get enough clients to make $10,000 this month. Or, ooh, I would have to sell 7 houses and there's only 2 weeks left. There's no freaking way. Like, okay, then what's going to win? Is it going to be your desire to make $10,000 this month, or is it going to be your desire to consistently repeat over and over and over again in different ways how you can't do it? You tell me what's going to win, right? It always comes to the point where what we persist in wins. And so that's why you need to constantly ask yourself and reframe your mind back to the point where you're saying, this is where it ends. This is no longer how it's always been. I'm going to repeat something new. I'm going to write a new story. If you haven't seen that video about rewriting your story, make sure you do it. Even in that very sense right here, watching the same videos over and over and over again that have a good message and a good thing. You can hear a song that you love 100 times and then not listen to it for a second and go back to that song and then cry at a new part, or a new part clicks, or rewatch a movie and not have caught something that maybe you've watched it a million times, but it didn't catch you in the same way. That's why repetition is so powerful, because we're trying to constantly like catch something in a new way that's going to benefit us, instead of just the things that are not benefiting us at all, right? If someone you love, or you have cancer, or you're really sick or something, and you're constantly reaffirming by looking up statistics and diagnoses and WebMD, like, you're gonna find what you're looking for. And unfortunately, if you're just looking for how dire it is, you're only going to find dire news. But if you're looking for testimonials, if you're looking for miracles, if you're looking for healing, then you're going to continue to find more healing, and your belief system is going to shift and change into belief that is going to manifest in the way that you've never seen before in your own life. If you're constantly telling yourself that you're too lazy, or you're too tired, or you're too old, or whatever, then you're gonna always find excuses on why that's true. But even in repetition of, say, getting up for discipline for exercise, if you're constantly doing it over and over and over again, it's not that it gets easier just because you're physically getting stronger. It's because you're mentally getting stronger. It's because every day you're like, wait a minute, I've done this 30 days in a row. Like, why wouldn't I be able to do it 31? Why wouldn't I be able to do it 91? Why wouldn't I be able to do it on a 365? Does that make sense? Like, the repetition is so much more than just repeating the words, or repeating the song, or repeating the videos, or repeating and saturating yourself with good things. It is showing yourself, giving yourself evidence in that discipline that you're going to find what you're looking for. So what are we looking for? What are you looking for? What goals have you not hit because you've been telling yourself over and over and over again and repeating the story of not having it? In what way, if you're looking for success, then why aren't you listening to people who have started from the bottom and now they're here? Like, why aren't you repeating in your brain how many people who have overcome, instead of just looking and repeating ways that you are not there yet? So in the comments below, today's affirmation is, I I repeat what I want and I get what I want. I repeat what I want and I get what I want. I repeat what I want and I get what I want. So what do you want? What do you want? Love y'all. Make sure to like and subscribe. Share this with a friend. I cannot wait to hit my first YouTube goal. I feel like I'm so close. So please help spread the word and let's change lives.